They're the worst.
They're the worst.
Hello and welcome to Reboot or Deboot episode 16. As always, I'm Noah Davis.
Pino.
And we're here to talk to you today about the 1974 French film Going Places, directed by Bertrand Blier, written by Bertrand, and also written by Philippe Dumarquet. I want to say big picture, but I'm actually going to change it up a little bit. You know how last episode we did the Christmas stuff and we were talking about angels?
Yes.
So when I reference the angels looking like humans or whatever, so they don't describe how those two angels looked, but I did find an interesting, or not find interesting, but I found the verses themselves interesting. Apparently I got the story wrong. So a little Bible lesson for you. The people come to attack the angels and not Lot's family. And so Lot offers his two virgin daughters to the crowd, to the mob. So I had it, yeah. So I had it backwards. I thought he was protecting his daughters, but really he's actually protecting the angels and says, here's my two daughters, you know, there you go. But yeah, just wanted to clear that up.
Also, I love how like the implication of them being virgins somehow matters in all of it.
Yep.
Like for all the biblical scenes, it's always like, well. There's some fucking whores with husbands. They are virgin purists.
Yeah, the quote is, "Behold, I have two daughters who have not known any man." So, woo. Okay, back to the movie at hand. Big picture, go.
It makes me hate people who think this is art, and anyone who is involved in this movie should not work in film ever again. And of course, many of them very much did and became very successful. So,
I mean, as far as I could tell, this movie was very successful. Yeah, big picture, I think there might be something here for someone, but it's not me. This is not any shape or form or type of the movie I want to watch or spend my hours watching. I'd rather go watch, big budget schlock any day of the week over weird quasi art house erotica. It's not, I don't know, especially when there's nothing else there. We can compare this to La Piscine, which had other elements to it, even though it was erotica. This movie, I don't know, it kind of was all erotica.
Well, but also La Piscine was erotica. This is like sexual, like deviancy stuff, like going to the realm of taboo. Like sex is inherently taboo. This is literally like rape and murder and shit. Like,
yeah,
not
for
just people having sex.
For any essay, trigger warning, stop listening now because this movie is just it's nothing but sexual assault. I mean, every other scene is sexual assault.
No, literally the first scene, the opening scene is sexual assault.
The very first scene, the scene after that scene, the scene after that scene. I mean, big picture, not my thing at all. Positives, I don't have many.
The acting is good, which sucks because it makes me like the movie way less.
Yeah.
Like if they were purposefully like bad actors, or is like, again, ham-fisted, to use my favorite word on this podcast, I feel like I would maybe laugh more. I don't know where the comedy elements were. This just felt scary and wrong and not comedic or sexy.
We're selling positives, just so you know.
I know, that was the positive. They're good actors, which makes the movie worse.
That was a positive. Okay. Okay, sure, yeah. I will say I did like the acting, sadly. I hate to give credit to this film, but you gotta, I guess that's the whole point. But I will say I enjoyed the fact that its tone was almost so juxtaposed against the actual what you're watching. I actually kind of enjoyed that whiplash of it's it's as though you're watching this really weird, quirky, short animated film or a Pixar short, but it's actually about deviancy and assholes who live these pathetic lives and just sexually assault everything they look at. Uh, so there's this sense of whimsy that I like. It's weird to call it whimsy, but I think that's the best way to describe it. And our third one, because I literally only have three, our third one is I really like the music. So say what you want. I really enjoyed the score of this movie.
Nope. I had the one. I mean, maybe a half point to them not being able to make her come, but then that is ruined at the end. So
A half point to what?
for them not being able to make her come,
Like
because it's
that's a
like the
half
little,
positive?
yeah, it's a half positive because at least they don't get that satisfaction. But
Yeah, I mean, I will say the fact that it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't really paint these two as the coolest people in the world. So, I mean, I guess there's that, but there's a line between showcasing deviancy and living out deviancy. And I think this movie is kind of inching towards living out. It's more of a, here's my fucked up fantasies, or it feels like, I don't want to project it onto the creators, but it feels like they're just giving us their fucked up fantasies rather than trying to tell us anything about anything. Especially, I mean, we're going to go into negatives, I guess. I don't have any more positives, so segue?
me neither.
Okay,
Sure.
segue into negatives. So, especially, I mean, just those weird, almost surrealist scenes of the woman killing herself by shooting her up her vagina. I really didn't.
Yeah, like one, that wouldn't be instant death. Two,
Yeah,
why? Like she's
yeah.
not fucking sex crazed like they are. It doesn't make sense why she would try to unalive that way.
And what am I as a viewer? What am I gathering from that? Is that some sort of political or emotional message or kind of worldview message? Is it just for shock value? There comes to a certain point where there's so much you have to kind of filter out that I end up not caring. Maybe this actor, or not this actor, this director was trying to say something, but there's a certain point where I don't know, I cash out and I'm good. I'm not trying to look through the layers of what deviancy. I mean, that's the best word to use. So yeah, it gets to a point where I'm almost tired of looking through the deviancy, and that doesn't make for a fun viewing. That's for sure. Negatives.
Ugh, I mean, too many to count, but like
I can count. One,
I
two, three.
think the I think the first and biggest of them all, which probably encompasses many specific ones, is just like, what is the point of this movie?
Yeah.
Because again, if it had some payoff, some either moral commentary or like big reveal that there's a mirror up to these guys and they realize that what they're doing is either wrong, or they like double down on it and say like there's no point to the world and nihilism is like what you need to embrace, something like that. But like if they're just supposed to be like the embodiment of like shitty men, I mean, kudos, like you did that, but did we need 2 hours of it? I don't know. And then with like specifics there in mind, obviously all the essay and all that, blah blah blah. But they basically just stumbled their way with dumb luck through like 5 different life ending, or like at least plan ending moments where it was the mechanic guy who just also happens to be a pervert, the just jumping on the back of a train as a getaway car twice, that any dude they encountered wasn't gonna like be a decent guy and fight them, and the only ones who did were people who were like personally wronged, and they just were like old people with pitchforks, literally.
Yeah, yeah, this is one of my negatives. That's almost structured as though it's multiple shorts about the same characters. And while I don't think there's anything wrong with that, inherently, when you're just watching 2 hours of it, just back to back, it feels as though you're binge watching a show that's not actually a show. And that's just a weird feeling. Just because, like you said, it's almost sitcom like, where luck saves the day or half of it's a misunderstanding. It's this weird. Uh, I don't know what to compare it to or what director to compare it to, but it's as though like if Wes Anderson was a pervert, this might be what he would make. It's these almost fantastical situations, but you have these weird, dark. I don't even know what to call them. Touches, Just, yeah, this darkness to it that I just don't love. I will also say anytime any of the characters got physical, it looked goofy. Whether it was the fighting or the sex, it just I don't know if that was meant to be so that oh haha it's goofy, but the whole time I'm thinking, was this considered sexy, back then? Is this one of those, oh yeah, the French, they have those hot films. Was this one of those? I couldn't tell, honestly.
I
Uh,
mean, maybe. I guess maybe.
yeah, I mean, I assume it was. I assume that's why this movie's so popular, But I also, the editing was really choppy a lot of the time until the end where everything kind of slowed down and there were bigger sequence. But that first half hour or so, the editing was so, I don't know. I hate to use the term, but amateurish, It just felt as though it were skipping not not parts of the scene, but almost reactions and things to set you in the world. It was just skipping over a lot. Even the fight scene that I talked about felt as though it skipped over some major crucial parts of that. I'll also say the movie just really likes. Not only does it like sexually assaulting, it likes just being violent towards women. I know there's not much of a nuance there, but all the times they slap her and throw her in the pool and all this shit, it's just, what are we doing, guys? Is this
No, precisely my point. It's just like overt violence. Like it's just some weird like it either has to be a commentary about men being shit
right?
or this dude just fucking hates women.
Yeah,
Those are your only options. It's very binary.
yeah. If this is an accurate depiction of France for a woman, wow, because that sounds like the worst place. Period. But if it's just the director's weird kind of fantasy, then I guess it's less wow, but there's still a bit of a wow just thinking, oh, is this what this guy thinks about in his free time? Or he
But yeah,
thinks
man, I
of two
definitely don't.
characters and these are the two characters?
Right. I definitely don't think it's an accurate portrayal of France. That's for sure.
I don't know. It might have been. I mean, with how popular this movie was, might have been.
Yeah.
Um,
Or men just thought it was funny at the time.
bros for the boobs. Also the whole the dam on making the artificial pond, the oh she's wet and so the dam pouring, that was just the corniest gag in the world because
I
they
mean,
I mean
yeah.
it's just
Agreed. Agreed.
it's just this movie bills itself as a comedy, but a lot of the actual quote unquote funny parts are just gags that aren't, there's no charm to them. They're just corny.
Like he gets shot in the balls.
Yeah, is that funny?
Not funny. Not
Right.
funny.
Right.
Nothing about it was funny. And then he just gets more angry because now he's like impotent for a bit.
Yeah. 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 And the jokes and also some of the jokes are just, yeah, this woman's a whore. And they start laughing and you're thinking, is this it's not as though it's this established pattern of calling D a bird in Always Sunny.
Right.
They're just literally
Exactly.
calling a woman a whore and then laughing. And I don't know, that's not exactly funny. That's you have to have things around the joke for the joke to land. Without that, it's not funny. I'll also say that's most of my suicides. I'll also say just certain specific scenes, like the ass hair scene. What the fuck is that, guys?
Yeah,
What
that
the
one
fuck
was
is that?
something.
You're touching.
And
Ugh.
yeah, I mean, again, sure, whatever, they're weird perverts, but the lady's character like makes no sense in any of these. She's either which rightfully so, like disgusted, wrong, violated, or like totally into it and a weirdo like them.
Yeah, super in love with
But
them.
but she's like both things.
Hmm.
She's like, "Oh yeah, you can finger my ass or whatever the fuck." And then they do that and she's like, "Fuck you guys, I'm out of here. You were disgusting." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Wait, but you just like they asked you, bro, and you said yes and you weren't like, reluctantly clearly pressured into it."
I
And then you
think
keep following these guys like later. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
I think maybe my biggest issue, I mean, let's just say we separate the whole sexual assault deviancy. Let's just say we separate that, okay? And we're not supposed to judge these two characters, or we're not supposed to judge the director and writer off these two characters, right? How do they portray the women? Let's see, we got one woman who's just kind of scared and runs away. We got one woman who caves in to the nipple stuff and then starts to enjoy the assault. Really cool, guys. And then we got one woman who's crazy, back and forth, in love, crazy, crazy, crazy. And then we got one woman who's a criminal or an asylum person and kills herself by shooting into her pelvic area or something. Those are the four women characters. Even
Yeah.
if you separate the two men, the scuzzy, gross men, let's just separate those two, pretend they don't exist. These are our four women characters. I don't think you can defend that. I really don't think there's a great defense there, if at all.
Wait, you're forgetting there's also the underage girl at the
Oh,
end.
right. The last fifth one, who's a 16-year-old girl who is rebellious, and it's the woman they sniffed her panties in the beginning and thought she was 13 or 14, but then they sniffed the panties and said, nah, she's 16, bro. And, ugh.
Yeah.
My second negative, I was going to bring it back for the last one, but I literally put the ick because that's this whole movie.
Yeah, this whole movie's ick all over it. I was hesitantly pausing, taking a
Yeah.
breather, and then going, okay, let's get rid of this one. And then waiting to just fucking have this movie end. Like every single one of these scenes is just gross and wrong and weird.
Yep. And it doesn't do anything for me as a movie itself. So,
You're right, exactly. Like it's not even serving a point. It's just quote unquote art on a screen, but
I
hard to
think,
call it art.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me. Actually, you know what? Quote me directly. I'm pretty sure. I think I would have had a better time if I just watched 2 hours of porn. I really think I would have gathered something more there. you know, I, I, as crazy as that sounds, I think I'd get more human, like normal human emotion from that than I did this movie. Yeah, okay, that's all my positives and negatives. Hopes for the reboot, fixes, dreams, fantasy.
I mean, I hope the Jesus Rolls is not this gross. Like, even if they're weird perverts, like, give them something else for me to like stick on to them, and please don't depict it as much as this one does.
Yeah, please. I'd rather be
And
shorter. That's my only hope.
yeah, well, I can spoiler alert, it's definitely shorter.
Thank God.
The other thing I hope is that somehow it ties into the Big Lebowski in a meaningful and less like what I imagine to be deleterious way, where it's not really a sequel; they're just the characters in the same movie.
That's what I'm thinking.
But either way, I have very, 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 very low hopes, and this is probably a boot. And if anything, maybe a reboot if they can choose to not fuck up not being disgusting.
Yeah, I messaged this joke to John just a little bit ago, but I said this might be the first movie that's a deboot of itself because I just maybe not fail to see, but I can fail to comprehend how Jesus Rolls could be worse.
Exactly.
I just don't. In my mind, I don't think there's any room to be worse. So I guess my hope is that it sticks to my, my low bar. I mean,
It's just 85 minutes of John Turturro like jacking off fully erect into the camera.
Again, probably more art than Going Places 1974.
Also, just to comment on the negative that you'd brought up too, because I
Yeah,
forgot
go for
about
it.
that
Yeah.
whole scene
Uh-huh.
with the breastfeeding lady.
Uh-huh.
Why did she get turned on? Like,
Because men in the 60s and 70s said, bro, wouldn't you want to be assaulted or wouldn't you cave in to be assaulted? That's why I've never watched the movie Stray Dogs.
but like, I'm just getting at the point that she literally was just breastfeeding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so ostensibly her nipples are at least like sore. It's not like that wouldn't be pleasurable to have them sucked on more.
I don't think you get it. I don't think you get it. So men in the 60s and 70s, you see, they thought, I don't think you get it. They thought it'd be super hot, okay? And really, what they meant by that is they think it'd be super hot if they were the dudes. They didn't really think about anyone else in the situation. That's the key you're missing.
Oh, we also
Another
did
note?
comment on the fact that he raped his friend.
I don't think he raped him.
No, he definitely did.
No, I don't think he raped him.
I think he did.
No, he just messed with him.
No, I think he raped
in
him
a
because
very homoerotic way. Mess with him.
I think when he picked him up, he was like, "I'm going to teach you," and even though he was declining it, and then they cut to like them walking in the street, and he's like, "I feel violated. That was wrong. I hate this city." Blah blah blah. Like, if there was ever an implication that a dude just raped another dude, I feel like saying you feel violated and watching a literal man pick you up naked from behind and put you onto a bed.
I kind of got he was just horsing around. I mean, hold on, horsing around defined by this movie. I kind of got that he was just horsing around with his friend. Hey, that's just me as a viewer.
You're saying the guy who was capable of raping not one, not two, not three, but four different women in this movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I just incapable of raping the
not
guy
incapable, just I think the tone presented was not that of that. I think if anything, a director like this would be just sickened by that thought, knowing this Bertrand Blaye guy, he'd be, he wouldn't even or bother to put that in a movie. Letterboxd wiki.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to Google to see if anyone comments, and yes, it is a quote suggestive homoerotic scene without clear I already closed it, without clear designation of sex or something like that. Having a sexual encounter, blah 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 blah. Okay. Box office's movie made 42 mil. Is that gross?
That's so much freaking money.
In 1970.
I know, that's so much freaking money. That's unironically so much money.
In today's money, let's see, that would be about 330 million. Pretty cool,
yeah,
guys.
modern Hollywood sucks, bro. They just
dude. Fucking Harvey Weinstein had nothing on this fucking guy, bro.
What are you talking about? It was probably his favorite movie growing
up. So here's just some stuff from the wiki. I'm just going to read verbatim. We have a Roger Ebert quote. Despite its occasional charm, its several amusings and the touching scenes played by Jean Moreau, who I believe is the older lady, who they rescue from prison or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Going Places is a film of truly cynical decadence. It also, not incidentally, is the most misogynistic movie I can remember. Its hatred of women is almost palpable and embarrassing. I came away from Going Places feel like I'd spent 2 hours in the company of a filmmaker I'd never want to meet. He's never wrong, right?
Roger
he never
Ebert. We might have differing taste every now and then, but yeah, he never lies. He might be, against my opinion, but again, he's never lying, ever.
But then, literally, the next reviewer that they decide to include in the wiki description, Pauline Kael, on the other hand, writing for The New Yorker, says that, quote, Going Places was perhaps the first film from Europe since Breathless and Weekend and Last Tango in Paris to speak to us in a new first-hand way about sex and sex fantasies. It did it in a terse, cool, and assured style with a dreamy sort of displacement. It was an explosively funny erotic farce, both a celebration and a satire of men's daydreams. It's easy to find it upsetting and degrading, but that's part of what makes it funny.
I
Nope.
mean, hold on. Again, that I don't like that opinion, but at least I don't know. He's not saying anything wrong. I don't love
She,
it. Okay, she's not saying anything wrong. I don't love it, but she's, she's at least, they're at least framing it in this accurate way.
but she's saying finding it upsetting and degrading is part of what makes it funny.
Mm-hmm.
How? What's the clear line there?
That's just,
What?
those people, edgy people, bro. Edgy people like to edge.
Okay. Edgy people like to just crazy work. All right. Now,
Thank you.
last bit of production info from the wiki. So obviously the screenplay based on his own novel, blah, blah, blah. It was filmed in 73, blah, blah, blah. He initially wanted to cast a comedian that I don't know as Jean-Claude and was reluctant to cast the guy who got cast. But the guy who got cast felt, quote, that the character's background strongly resembled his own, and he pestered Blier for weeks until he won the role. Excuse me?
Does it mention how that guy went on to get rape charges a couple years ago?
Oh, we were going to get there because I have his wiki page pulled up separately.
I just know the actor. I don't even know what he's been.
And then for the scene by the lady who gets her, quote, breast sucked, as the wiki describes it.
Okay. Yeah.
The actress slipped into the role, was, quote, not frightened, but Blier still remembers a moment when the actress, quote, got a little scared because she had a little dizziness when she was caught between the two guys, one who sucked her and the other titillating her from behind. Like, this sounds like a horror film in its production, bro.
I just don't understand. We have to note that if they're scared or not, but clearly this is on a set with people. The math doesn't work out there. I don't think anyone was saying, oh man, these actresses. No, it's just that why are you choosing to hire these actresses to do these things?
Yeah, bro.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's really,
crazy.
really weird.
Crazy. And then we've got Letterboxd, which I want to read you the description of how it describes the movie because it gives it way more of a whimsical tone in the description, and it even uses the word whimsical.
I mean, I did say whimsy.
Two whimsical, aimless thugs harass and assault women, steal, murder, and alternately charm, fight, or sprint their way out of trouble. They take whatever the bourgeoisie holds dear, whether it's cars, peace of mind, or daughters. Marie-Ange, a jaded, impassive hairdresser, joins them as a lover, cook, and mother confessor. She's on her own search for seemingly unattainable sexual pleasure. Was that her arc? Was seemingly unattainable sexual pleasure? Like, that was her desire?
She had a character journey at all. So to even refer to it as anything other than just the crazy chick who was trying to come is weird to me. I'll also say, what was that last line about the two men?
They take whatever the bourgeoisie holds dear, whether it's cars, peace
the
of mind, or daughters.
bourgeoisie. So we're calling pimps a part of the bourgeoisie. Is
anyone with money apparently is the bourgeoisie.
Okay.
Anyone who works, bourgeoisie. Anyone who has a car, bourgeoisie. Anyone who's not literally a homeless fucking thug.
Yeah, and the
rapist.
Summer holiday people with their granddaughter or whatever, niece or whatever. Yeah, they're bourgeoisie for sure with that, normal looking car and a normal looking picnic.
This is the most cancelable John quote of all cancelable John quotes.
Hit me.
But we should do an all Hispanic remake of this and target it to like right wing Christian America and call it Bad Hombres.
I don't think that.
Would we not be billionaires?
I don't know. Bad Hombres, just seeing whatever, one battle after another. Isn't that the term they use?
Yeah, but that's because it's the term that the right actually uses. Like, we don't want these bad hombres in our country. I think that was a Trump quote.
Yeah, you know what? I'll get the writing.
Okay. Quickly, we'll go.
I have to put you in a co-writer spot.
Yeah. We'll go through these reviews real quick and be done with this piece of shit.
Yeah.
A half star by Boob. Male directors, please stop using raping women as a plot device challenge.
I thought you were just gonna end there. Half star by boob. Perfect. Just no notes.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they have a point for sure. They have a point.
Yep. 1 star by Harrison Gale. I'm so exhausted by male directors making movies with sexual violence done to the bodies of women for their quote story, but with no real meaning or soul behind it. I'm also super bored of men defining what sexual liberation means for women. If your quote sexual liberation is just abuse and exploitation, you can shove it. I feel sickened watching this movie. Not sure how you're transgressive if you just perpetuate the same historical sexual violence against the bodies of women. Yeah, I mean, pop
Fair,
off,
yeah.
true, and also like these fucking guys are dead. Or, not making shit like this anymore. So we're also just sort of talking into the ether.
That's well put though, and didn't sound like a pretentious reviewer, so good job.
No. I've skipped all the pretentious reviewers for this one.
Oh, okay.
1.5 stars by Nasiriquin. I'm suing men and France for making this movie.
Good.
And that's in your vein of thinking the whole of France co-signed this movie.
They might have. $42 million. You don't just make $42 million in 1970. You don't just do that. That's a cultural impact money.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. Gave this 4 stars, or excuse me, 4.5 stars. Absurdist, nihilist, proto-punk, picturesque, misogynist, immoral characters in a corrupt and broken world. Great use of cuts for humor. Great use of repetition for ideas and pathos. A fixation on the littlest things injects profundity and humor into banality. Felt different watching it in mid-2016 than 2011 when I was really obsessed with the film. Hypersensitivity to offensive behavior creates a misprison for oblivious privilege to the proceedings when viewed with a bunch of strangers. But in my mind, there's a clear intentionality of provocation going here in the spades. Bitch, kill yourself.
I mean, what? That's the most exhausting group of words I think you've ever said on this podcast. I couldn't imagine, quote unquote, being obsessed with this movie at any point of my life. Maybe as a 13-year-old psychopath. Yeah. Fucking yeah. If you're a 13-year-old,
or it's like the only movie with titties you can get your hand on. I'll forgive any 13-year-old who's not even watching the movie and is just seeing titties. But give me a break if you're an adult. Fuck you.
You're obsessed with of all the films ever filmed. You're obsessed with this one. I mean, I love the deflection of, oh, you're just sensitive. But really, it's like, no, you're just a fucking creep, dog.
Yeah, you're just disgusting. Also, for reference, they watched Avatar Fire and Ash on the 26th and gave it 4 stars. So.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, without any context to our viewers, that makes total sense. That all the Letterboxd?
No, one more. Sorry. 5 stars from Waldo. This was insane. A wild and dark sex comedy? The tale of 2 scumbags roaming the French streets looking for thrills and wild sexual encounters is relentless in its craziness. The 2 actors are brilliant together. Some scenes made me squirm in my seat. It's a totally wild picture. Never lay eyes on the shit-ass remake.
I just can't. Man, I am so befuddled, bewildered about even the notion that Jesus Rolls is worse. So I don't know. Is that all of it?
That's all of it.
Okay, finally we can get out of here. That has been part 1 of episode 16. Join us in a few seconds when we talk about the Jesus Rolls. And welcome back to Reboot or Deboot as we talk about the reboot or remake or sequel to Big Lebowski, The Jesus Rolls, directed by John Turturro and written by John Turturro. Big picture?
Why did we force the square peg of Jesus from a 30-year-old movie into the round hole that is this 70s smut film?
That's a great question. I think that sums up probably this whole review. Honestly, I think we're done there. But we're gonna go into it. The answer to that, John, is unfathomable. Really, I don't know why. You want to just get into it? It's such a weird movie. Such a weird movie.
Yes, but I just also want to start
Mm-hmm.
by picking John Turturro's brain
Right.
sort
Yeah.
of
Okay.
in jest,
Mm-hmm.
because the dude is a remarkable, I mean, insanely good actor
Great.
in almost everything I can recall him from.
Yep. True.
So why, when he turns whatever sick fuck twisted mind of a director into being behind the lens, does this come out? Like, I just can't understand a guy who's like such a character actor
He
decides to be a
understands.
director
Mhm.
and gets fisted. And he works with Spike Lee and the Coen brothers. Like,
Right. He knows what it takes. He knows what it takes. I mean, he's worked with Michael Bay on Transformers, like you said. The Coen brothers. I mean, he's worked with almost everybody. He's been in that
Ben
HBO
Stiller.
show The Night Of. Yeah, he's been
Severance.
everywhere. He's literally been everywhere. And yet when he tries to direct, I don't know. I don't even know why you would choose to do this. Maybe you're attached to that character so much, but why not give him his own story instead of, well, this? It just, yeah, I don't know. We might have to do a separate John Turturro psyche episode and do all the movies he's directed, because this is not his first movie directed.
This is the most recent one. In fact,
Right.
He's directed 5 total.
So maybe we do a John Turturro direct. But yeah, do you have positives? I have a few, but they're not big, huge positives.
I didn't write any down.
Yeah.
I'm sure I do, but you might have to remind me of what was good about this movie, because there was an overwhelming amount of negatives that I really got sucked into hating this movie.
Yeah, well, I will say it had a dream sort of vibe. Not that that's a huge positive. It's just that is the vibe they were going for, and it did have that.
There was a sort of tone and a direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did remark about that. I was like, I can't say the direction piece of this film is bad.
No, not technically bad. No. Because, I mean, whether it's the direction or even the dialogue or even the scene transitions where they just kind of skip to new things, it made it even more dreamlike than the original, because the original had these almost 4 or 5 episodes, whereas this movie just kind of kept going and kind of transitioned a lot more seamlessly. Whether that was the right call, I don't know, but it made it feel more dreamlike. I will say I really like that one shot where they mount the camera on the train and they just look through the front of the window.
I mean, sure.
I mean, no, it's not. These are not huge positives. These are positives. You gotta frame that. It's lowercase positives. I also thought, man, we're at the end of the movie already. Just give context in case anyone's listening to this out of order. I usually have more, and I usually like to do them chronologically, but we're at the end of the movie, so I liked the whole car wreck kind of ending, kind of a comeuppance kind of thing. That was kind of like they got their due, so that was okay. That was better.
Yeah, I mean, better than ending with a pedophile.
Yeah, exactly. I and then I put the actual ending, because again, just better than the whole virginity thing from the original. And my very last positive is not porn. So
yeah, okay. I mean, if we're giving positives of a movie based in comparison alone, then sure. Yeah, no porn, not as egregiously sexually deviant,
right.
Still uselessly sexual, and also bad.
Yeah,
bad.
Weirdly deviant, not the way you think, Then that's That's it. And I guess I have to give it to, the actors such as Susan Sarandon for just trying at least. But I would not say the acting's anything. I'm not blown away. I wasn't blown away there. So
Yeah, I mean, but she's the only one that doesn't perform miserably, but I do think most of the acting is absolute dog shit trash.
it felt very, again, I don't want to say amateurish. I really don't, because obviously they're professional artists, but it felt like that, I don't want to demean, but yeah, it didn't feel great. I just don't think there were that many even scenes worthy of performances. I don't even think they had kind of room to shine at all. So whether it's on the scripts or the actors or the director, I don't know. I don't really.
I think all of the above, dude. I think everyone agreed to it because Turo's a fucking icon and no one's going to say no to him. There's a, cash incentive of put your fucking humongous, high hitting, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like A-lister celebrity friends in the movie, right? Like there's a big financial steal to get them to do it for, way less than they would do anyone else's fucking movies. Like
probably,
give me a break. Bobby Cannavale, Pete Davidson, Susan Sarandon, JB Smoove, Christopher Walken, like, nah, dog.
Chewy. Okay, well, negatives.
Yeah. I mean, my first one is right there, dude. What is up with this script and this acting? I don't know which one's worse. They both compound each other in the worst sort of negatively multiplicative way. Like, I'm dumbfounded because I truly didn't think it was capable of being a worse movie in that sense.
Right.
But at least the other one, there was
acting.
dialogue. It was heinous. I didn't like it at all. It's disgusting smut art nonsense. But it was written by someone who understands like characters and intention and the way humans converse. And not like we're going to needlessly throw this thing in because we have to move to this next shot I wanted.
Or on top of that, we have to put the scene in because, well, that happened in the original. So
yeah. Or we'll quote the other one verbatim, even though these characters are different enough. And it lacks the whole we're fucking sexual deviance. So now it's just like useless sex scene and watching your bro have sex. Like,
yeah, I just don't. So I think we're back into the Totoro psyche piece. I just don't. This is actually my last negative, but we can bring it up first. I don't really see how this character is really related to the original two. What similarity did these two have that warranted this exact replica, or not exact replica, but this replication of the original? Like, specifically, if this character is not going to assault a woman in the beginning scene, why are we here doing this movie? Or the whole breastfeeding thing, they made it weird, but it wasn't sex. So why did this Jesus character, at what point, why are we remaking this in the lens of Jesus?
I mean, I think because Jesus is like, a whatever the word is, pederast or whatever the fuck.
Then they should have went harder.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they pulled it away. Like he is that, but they also decided to not do the 70s version. And thank God they didn't, because I really didn't want to watch that version either.
Well, no, I don't know which version would be worse.
It would have made more sense. It would have been a quote unquote better movie,
right?
not a movie that's more watchable, enjoyable, or recommendable, but a better one.
My next negative is it's not funny.
No, dude. Every minute or two, there was some joke. Again, my favorite word, ham-fisted joke. Like truly, no lube, all knuckles, fisted joke into the fucking middle of a scene that could have been dramatic, could have had some heart or character or world building, and instead was like just deadpan joke.
Yeah,
and that's the whole movie for 80 whatever minutes.
Yeah, I'll even specifically say the scene with his mother. It felt as though they were saying punchlines to jokes that weren't really in the room with us. You know, they
Yeah.
were just saying lines that I think somebody thought was funny, but within that scene, it just none of it was funny. Like when he said, you know, you didn't know she had a son or whatever. It kept coming off as though I was supposed to be laughing, but that never happened.
Right. But then I didn't laugh. Little did they know, I was not entertained.
Something tells me that when they shot these scenes and ended them, you know, it ended with everybody clapping and everybody laughing. Their faces are red and they're like, oh, that's so great. That's going to be so great. And then they put in the movie and it just doesn't work, you know?
Right. It just landed completely flat.
Especially, I'll specifically say the French woman. I get that she was French because the original was French, but she wasn't funny. And she had multiple kind of, you know, half monologues, whether it was the coming thing with Pete Davidson or when they're in the car or the kiss me thing. And it just wasn't, I don't know, there was this energy that was lacking and I just couldn't really place why. I just got the sense that everyone here thought it was funny. You know, the actors probably thought it was funny, but the audience, I didn't. It just, the whole thing just wasn't funny, and I'm pretty sure it calls itself a comedy. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, it is considered a crime comedy.
Another specific scene, the bowling dancing thing. That feels as though it's an easy home run, funny, and then again, it wasn't.
Flat.
You know, the idea of someone hitting on a woman while they're bowling and getting strikes and then going crazy and dancing to each other, that sounds funny. You know, if you just give that idea, that sounds funny, but it wasn't. So, I don't know. This movie is, I just don't even understand. At what point do you just stop and consider what you're doing when making this? Whether,
you know, the problem is this was probably in his back of his mind for a while.
Right.
If I had to guess.
Right.
And then finally something happened where this could go.
Aligned.
Yep. And no one was like overseeing it because at this point now he's fucking John Turturro, dude. You know, this is like this is like 30 years in the works. Mm-hmm. What are they gonna do? Tell him no?
Right.
So then they just wait till it's all cut together and done. And then at the screening, what are the Coen brothers gonna do? No, dude, you fucked and mutilated our baby.
Because you know they went.
Of course. Well, I mean, of course. I'm sure they probably got like the early family screening, you know? Like it wasn't even like the theaters. It was like, yo, dude, I got the first cut that I just did with the boys. Come over to my house. And everyone was like, oh, bud. Oh, man.
No, man, I want to be a rich enough actor where you're not allowed to criticize anything anymore. That's where I want to be. Because the Coen brothers, you know, they probably hated this, but then we're just, oh, it was amazing, John. What you did with the character, unexpected. You know, just... Oh man. I don't really have that many specific negatives because it all just fell flat. Whether it was John Turturro's character of Jesus, he felt flat. Whether it was kind of the weird cameos of Susan Sarandon or Christopher Walken. I don't know if they're cameos, but you know what I mean. The appearances of these actors.
John Hamm. I forgot John Hamm was in this.
What? JB Smoove was very useless and not funny again. Also, I didn't really understand the point of his character if he wasn't going to be the scuzz bag. I don't know. I just don't.
Whatever the name of the Oh Brother Where Art Thou guy is, who was the doctor.
Oh, which one was that? The guy was the doctor.
Let me get on the wiki. Yeah, Tim Blake Nelson.
Oh, yeah. I always forget his name. Yeah, whether it was him, it's just these actors are good actors and good comedians, but then when placed inside this movie, I got none of that. I don't think this helped any of their careers, or I assume it didn't.
Yeah, no, man, this set back like cult movies at least a decade.
Yeah, because I mean, again, whether it was just kind of the direction that was, I don't know, okay, or the writing that was, or the character work that was, I mean, it's just... It's almost offensive because it wasn't offensive, you know? That might be the worst thing. It was inoffensive, and I think that might be one of the worst things you could say about an indie flick, or maybe not an indie flick, but a B flick. Pete Davidson, his character was, I just didn't. I don't know. This movie's not
it's
good.
The same character from the OG movie, but
right.
why? Why is he in this one? Why was it necessary?
And
like,
he tried to act. He tried to act for a second, but then it kind of fell through.
I mean, I hate everything about Pete Davidson. Just seeing his ugly little face like pisses me off.
Yeah, he's just not an actor. He's
not a comedian either, man.
He should have stuck with SNL or something.
They should have stuck with the 9/11 jokes about his dad. Oh. that's where he peaked.
No, bro, you gotta go to Saudi Arabia.
No, the edge humor, bro. The freaking Anthony Jeselnik of it all. That's where he was decent.
Okay, I mean, I don't have any more specific negatives. Almost nothing was good.
My other big one that you hadn't touched on.
I always forget one big one.
Like,
it's hard to talk about this movie.
Yeah, you can't put it into words without like I'm really trying to be critical of it without being like a hating ass bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But like, was the Big Lebowski of it that he bowls?
I honestly, that was the only
his literal character. How is this a sequel?
It's not. It's not. No, it didn't feel as though we're in that same world. I think that might be the biggest problem as well. To even
fucking Bill and Ted's Ultimate Adventure, whatever the fuck. Like, they just ported Jesus to a different timeline, and that was it.
Yeah, it felt as though you know how something it's coupled with something else, so it makes it a better experience. I don't know. Lord of the Rings trilogy. As their own, they're great, but making them a trilogy, it's even better. This, if you couple it with Big Lebowski, it actually makes it worse. It
for sure.
It brings it down to even put it in the same ballpark, same sport as Big Lebowski. So yeah, I don't know. I have a couple etc, but they're not crazy.
A pro I left off that I didn't write down. The way that she kills herself.
Oh, right. Not the vagina shooting or whatever.
Yeah. Big win right there.
Yeah.
That's a dub.
That's a win for feminism right there.
She did have to talk about like her menstrual cycle for some reason.
Yep.
Which is a slight L, but you know what? They got the vagina and the bleeding in there, but no shooting yourself in the vagina. It
was important to the character, John. You just don't get it. I have a couple, etc. Do you have any?
I have no other et ceteras that I know of.
I have two. One very specifically. At the end, they get into a muscle car, and it has LED headlights, and that just, if you're getting in an actual vintage muscle car and a guy's taking his time to actually, recreate this thing, I don't think they'd put in LED headlights. Nothing big. But the second one is, I'm glad Susan Sarandon looks like a normal older woman.
Yeah, that's
she
fair.
might have had work done, but it's so subtle. She just looks like a person, a human being who has aged to whatever age she is, and boom. I mean, that's literally I was thinking that constantly throughout the movie because I couldn't think of the movie itself. And that's all the etc. You got Letterboxd and Wiki?
Sure do. A staggering 85-minute runtime, which, again, I really was hoping would improve this movie remarkably, and somehow sucks the weird arty soul out of it, and now you're just left with the why and not even a what.
No, not at all.
The budget, a remarkable for the Who's cast, 4.5 milli.
Oh, they definitely took pay cuts.
A box office of $64,000.
Was it just a limited release?
Pretty much only real artsy theaters, because I think it just did so terribly at the film festival circuit that no one wanted to pick it up for major distribution.
Yikes. When the distributors turn you down?
Yeah, and you fucking got Christopher Walken and John Turturro and John Hamm.
Who's a producer
just
on
a
this?
Shitty poster. Sydney Kimmel. and then a bunch of unwikied people. But if you also don't know who Sidney Kimmel is, apparently he's just some ultra wealthy Jewish dude who produces and does a bunch of entertainment things. He owns part of the Miami Heat. He owns a bunch of different like retail and apparel things, and how he made all his money. But then he sort of just like befriended entertainment industry people and
my thing is, I'm not gonna, I don't want to point fingers or anything. But the fact that none of your cast was a producer on an indie film that took $0 to make,
speaks volumes.
Speaks a lot about what was going on. Christopher Walken or Susan Sarandon didn't say, "Hey, here's 50 grand." Right.
They're good friends, Christopher Walken and John Turturro. So it's like, oh man,
kind of sad.
It's so sad. Like, better to have just left this one in the closet and like some weird friend who like isn't really your friend came over, like stole the digital file and uploads it on YouTube kind of thing. Like it leaks out into the internet.
There you go.
And this movie would have been better.
Make it a cult hit. Oh, John Turturro's Lost sequel to Big Lebowski.
Yeah. They didn't finish editing it though, and it was like completely edited and done. But this was just the first cut,
That's pretty good. I actually like that. Where's that movie?
Nope. So that's the beginning of the wiki. The sadder truth behind this is that this released like after the film festivals things in 2020, literally like a month before the pandemic. So some say this could have caused the pandemic. I say that. And then
the best people say it.
But it started production in 2017. In 2016, and was completed in 2017. But then people had to pick it up, get it to get screened.
Truly.
And they changed the title a bunch of times and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but initially, sell it for 5 years or 3 years.
Initially, it was 100 Minutes with Jesus, which, again, they clearly cut out a bunch of stupid shit from the movie because they made it 85 minutes and it's still 85 minutes of stupid shit.
Why would you remind the audience how long they're going to be suffering?
And then it was just called Going Places, which makes way more sense.
Way more sense.
way more sense. Honestly, if you just took the Jesus out of the title, I wouldn't have thought he's playing his old character. And it would have just been a sequel to Going Places, or a remake, rather.
I also, hear me out. Just hear me out here. Just hear me out. I know, crazy. Hear me out. I think, just hear me out. John Turturro should have just played played a new character who was, I don't know, based on the original character. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? An idea. Crazy. Also, to get out of prison and like not be like dumbfounded that you've been gone for 20 years and the world is completely,
technology hasn't changed at all.
From 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's fast food chases, like malls don't exist anymore. Like
there was not a single,
literally exist, but no one does it.
Not a single joke about how good online porn is. I mean, that's literally easy low hanging fruit.
Yeah. But yeah, and then when they picked up by the product or the distribution company, it changed its name to Jesus Rolls. So
Jesus, they thought putting the name Jesus would make it better. I just don't.
It doesn't make sense. And honestly, in today's America, I feel like putting Jesus in the title of the film just kills it.
100%.
One of the critics on Rotten Tomatoes made its way into the reception, and I just want to quote it here. The Jesus rolls limply into the gutter in its misguided attempt to belatedly explore the saga of a supporting character that are left on the margins.
Yeah.
Oof. That's all I got. Let's go to Letterboxd, where this film has a whopping 6 fans. An average of a 2.
Jesus rolls.
And 7,000 reviews.
Holy crap. That is universal.
One of the most scary movies of all time.
That is universal derision. Holy crap.
And again, just for comparison here, 11,000 on the OG Going Places, which is like the definition of art housey cringe cult,
Niche
for the nerds.
Yeah, niche as hell, and it still has 4,000 more.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
So I had to hand select from basically a bunch of pretty polar opposite takes here,
yeah, please.
A half a star from Dave Taylor. John Turturro has been in a handful of Coen Brothers movies, so I'm assuming they're friends. I also assume that John would get permission from Joel and Ethan to use their character they created in this film.
Probably.
Further, I imagine that when this film was finished, it must have been screened for the brothers. What happens after the credits roll when you realize your friend took your character and made the worst piece of dog shit you've ever seen? I can't imagine they're friends anymore.
Nah, bro, they lied to his mother freaking face, bro. They said, John, that was fantastic. Bet you money.
And it's technically not its own review, but it's an honorable mention. Russ Flicks comments on this review and says, the Coens don't abide, which deserves its own review, I feel like. So this one is one of these like long cringe ones. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to pick out the first three lines here. I did not expect this to be the massive quality dip that it was, but it ended up being one of the worst experiences of the year in my less than 20% 2020 list. I recently watched The Lebowski to prepare myself for this creepy idea of a film.
That would have been bad.
Yep, Jesus is a fine character, but he definitely wouldn't be the one I want to spin off from. Regardless, I knew it wouldn't be Coen Brother quality, but I had no clue it would be the exact opposite. I mean, I like Turturro as an actor, but after seeing one of his few films, I can already tell I'm not a fan of him as a director. And then it just keeps going on about, all the different ways that it sucks. Next, we got Charlie with a 5-star review.
Yes.
Coen Brothers didn't need to be involved for this to be an actual masterpiece.
Keep going.
That's it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like, that's the exact person that likes this movie. Someone who actually doesn't critically care about it at all, which is a total fine way to watch movies. This is not an elitist podcast.
Right. Yeah.
But the only people that could possibly enjoy this are people who are like, yeah, dude, oh man, I exactly wanted these guys to put in like a ton of money into a remake of this obscure character I like. Fuck yeah. Like that's it. Like you just got super stoned and we're like, I just want to watch John Turturro lick a bowling ball and fuck bitches.
We'll spoil it for you. That did not help.
But what if it like if they titled it GTA the movie, like then it's John Turturro being a GTA NPC, like whatever. I just think
they could have done anything else. I really do. I don't think Jesus had to be attached to this in any way, shape, or form. I think it should have been one or the other. I think the hybridization made worst of both worlds, and I don't know how the Coen brothers at least didn't mention this when they're giving him the character. Say, hey, John, he's a tough character, or something like that.
And again, one of these honorable mention things, but one of the cool things about Letterboxd is that when the person whose review you're reading likes other reviews on the same movie, it like links those reviews.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So one of the reviews he likes about this movie that he gave 5 stars and called an actual masterpiece is a half-star review by Hunter that just is, there is one 90-second bowling scene.
That's actually a great point. That is such a good point because
that's what I'm saying. It's like not even a bowling movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not even The Big Lebowski.
Oh man.
It's just shit. All right, and then
our
last one.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Back up.
No, yeah.
You know how easy it would have been to just make a bowling movie about some bowling tournament that he needs for, I don't know, bail money or something?
Yeah,
easy money.
He's a weird sex pervert at the bowling alley. Like, way better.
Easy money. He's hitting on moms while they're at like kids' birthday parties or something. Easy money. But no. Let's do Going Places. All right, is that it?
Nope. Last one. Okay. Mr. LK or Merlk, I don't know which way you pronounce it, gave a 5 stars and one of the 6 people who gave it a like. So probably less sarcastic than the other guy. Get ready for my hot take, guys. I love The Big Lebowski. I love going places. I love the Jesus rolls. That's right, fellas. Suck my dick and balls. The other type of person that I think likes this movie.
That man has been waiting 20 years for a Jesus spinoff, okay?
Yep. And he's probably a sick fuck. And I confirmed this by opening his account and looking at his, that you put your favorited films or the films you reviewed.
I love public profiles.
The only films he's reviewed, none of which he's given less than 3 stars to, are Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. But I'm a Cheerleader.
What?
Suicide Club.
What?
Cabin Fever, the Eli Roth 2002 horror movie.
What score did he give Cabin Fever?
3.5 stars with a like.
Jesus Christ.
House of a Thousand Corpses, Rob Zombie.
Oh my god.
4.5 stars.
Of course.
The original Saw. 5 stars.
5 stars was crazy, but I do like the original one.
The Jesus Rolls, 5 stars. And a movie called Malignant from 2021
James
by the Saw guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that one he gave the 3 stars to.
I don't remember.
Those are his only reviewed movies. So it's all horror and literal one like nostalgia movie from the 80s and literal one like 90s sex comedy.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that tracks for a Rob Zombie fan.
Yeah, I'm known for a fan of this shit too.
Well, I'm saying
you love to go in places. Yeah.
If you think Rob Zombie makes great movies, this movie's for you. This movie's definitely for you. Is that it?
No, we have to say the words. No,
I don't even know. Is this movie a reboot or deboot?
It's a boot or it's a deboot. Those are our options here.
I just honestly didn't think a deboot were possible. Man, I'm stumped here because I don't know if I'd rather watch, like, in a vacuum, which movie would we prefer to watch? I don't know.
Yeah, gun to my head, I'd pick Gun.
You're gonna have to pull that trigger. I don't know. Maybe a boot, but that feels like a cop-out. I think a boot is a cop-out.
Yeah, I think a boot is a cop-out. I'm happy with the cop-out because I genuinely would really be struggling.
I might say
gun to my head, I could kill myself. It would take a little bit more. So I would have to say I'd watch Going Places again, which means this is a deboot.
Yeah, which again, Going Places, I didn't agree with the artist's intentions at all, but at least there's something there. Here, there's just nothing here. I don't even care about the artist's intentions. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's so inoffensive, and that very fact is offensive. So yeah, certified sort of deboot there. All right. Yeah, I did not see that coming. That's a twist right there. But yeah, that has been episode 16 of Reboot or Deboot. Join us in 2 weeks' time when we do episode 17, where we talk about the Manchurian Candidate, the 1962 film followed up by the 2004 remake. Until then, we are out of here.
Peace.
They're the worst.